Happy friggin' Friday, man. If you're watching this today, if it's Monday, my condolences. I don't know what the hell to say. This is not a rant. This is not meant to like start a fight or anything. This is something that I've been thinking about as it's riding season all year round down here. I apologize. I live in South Florida. But for those of you that are chomping at the bit, getting ready to ride, something we all need to stop doing real bad. So, again, I live in South Florida. It's riding season year-round, so it's sort of a non-issue here. But I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I remember having a 6-7 month riding season. There were days where we would get called out and we would be rolling in the snow and all that sort of wonderful stuff. But for the most part, a lot of people shutter their bikes for several months, winterize them, whatever you want to call them, put them away, and then they dust them off, call it March. Something like that. And I can tell you, that's when you see views pop up on YouTube. Stuff's around March. People start waking up and getting the bike out. They start watching content again. But if your bike's been put away for several months, this is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to improve, dust off your skills, maybe get a little better. There's actually a brilliant instructor that said that he had a guy who's been riding for 20-something years, and he was not closed-minded. He took the class. A good friend of mine's the riding academy manager here in Fort Lauderdale. And he said that he realized that not only, yes, he's been riding for 25 years or whatever the number was, but he said he'd been riding incorrectly for 25 years. So you can do something wrong for a very long time, have a whole lot of experience in the saddle, a whole lot of miles on the bike, and you've been doing it the wrong way all that time. So it's not like that necessarily means expertise just because you've been doing it a long time. And the thing I'm talking about is having your damn outriggers out. That's actually what my buddy Coach calls it. Your outriggers are out dragging your feet when the motorcycle is moving. It's got to stop. This is not my opinion. This is the opinion of every professional instructor on earth, of which I am not. I got a lot of years in the saddle and a whole lot of miles, but that doesn't mean that I don't do things wrong. I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I have many a personal flaw. One of them is not having my feet off the boards or pegs while the bike is in motion. If the bike is moving, your feet are up. It's very simple. There's no way to defend it. So those of you that do it, just own it, man. It's okay. And just say, I'm going to stop. This is your opportunity. Every year, actually, when we would dust the bike off and get her back out and regular riding was going to resume, I actually would go to a parking lot and freaking force myself to tight slalom and do figure eights and stuff like that with no one around so that I could dust my skills off and get, wake back up and get back on the road and get riding right. I actually did do that every year. Every year when I go to Sturgis, I typically like to get there a little early so I can run Needles and Iron Mountain with fewer bikes on the road because we have no inclines in Florida. It's flat as hell and there's not a single turn in the whole damn state. I think the roads are just a straight line all the way from Georgia to Key West. So running the roads when there's not as many bikes on there is helpful when you're trying to bring your skills back. Boys and girls, this is your chance. As you dust off the bike, wake back up and get back on the road, get out there and practice specifically one thing. And that is, don't drag your damn feet when the motorcycle's running or moving. What if you're, stoplight to stoplight jumping at Sturgis? Well, yeah, there's always, is that a mud dauber nest on my flag? Florida. Anyway, sure, there's always exceptions. If you're at Sturgis and you're literally stop sign hopping, traffic's barely moving, you're going 3 foot and you're just clutch popping, that's fine, whatever. Even then I typically have 1 foot up, but I get it. What I'm saying is this.
Feet should be up. Feet should be up. Feet should be up. Feet are up. Their feet are up. Feet should be up. Put your feet up.
See what I mean? I hope that dude's not watching and going, oh my God, I was just embarrassed publicly. I don't mean to publicly embarrass you. That's got to stop. You're going 7, 8, 9 miles an hour on what is, for all intents and purposes, a 1,000-pound motorcycle, 9-ish, whatever. A wet road glide, street glide is somewhere in the 900-something pounds. And let's say you weigh 200 pounds. That is 1,100 pounds of man meat, woman meat, and steel. They do that because they think they can correct if there's a problem. And the reality is you can't. Not like that. If you're rolling 9, 10 miles an hour with your feet dragging and you do try to correct, you're just going to snap your ankle. That's all that's going to happen. There's too much weight, too much force going on. So you're actually reducing your ability to correct an issue. This comes from Riding Academy. Those of you you're an instructor or you're a coach, comment down below. I guarantee you're going to agree. If you try and put your foot down at that sort of speed because something scares you or whatever, you're just going to snap your ankle. That's all that's going to happen. You are not going to be able to correct moving 9, 10 miles an hour on a bike. And you are reducing your control of the motorcycle by somewhere around 40%. Bear with me for a second here. When you're on your bike and you're rolling, you have 5 points of contact, right? Each hand, your boy or girl parts, and your feet. Your feet influence the bike. I'm doing this and you can't even see what the hell I'm doing, but your feet on the boards or pegs influence the bike and the direction of the bike. If you remove 2 of those touch points, you now have lost 40% of your control over the motorcycle, potentially somewhere around there. A physicist would say it's not 40%, it's 22.3. I don't know. But you're now steering with just your crotch and your 2 hands while your legs are dangling. You're actually making the bike way less stable than if your feet were on the pegs or boards. All 5 points of contact need to be on the motorcycle when it is in motion. It's just one thing I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about doing this video for quite a long time, but I mean this to be helpful. I swear to God, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not trying to say I know better. I'm just saying this is something I see, and I see it a lot, and it's freaking dangerous. Like, we got to get better. We should always be improving and learning things. Learn how to counter steer, all that other stuff. Yeah, there's, Jerry Palladino and Robert Simmons and all those people who do these videos. They're great videos for learning that stuff, but maybe take a class or something. I don't know. Maybe you should. Maybe we all should. But the reality is, I'm seeing it all the time. Dragging your feet when a motorcycle's in motion. You cannot do that. Get them up. I'm just going to let that digest for a minute. So, love you all to death. Comment down below. If you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. That's all I ask for. I'm not asking for donations, anything like that. But hit subscribe if you haven't. Thumbs up's great. Really appreciate it. Take care of each other out there. We'll talk real soon. Bye.